Okay, so it's Shark Week, y'all. It started yesterday, but I'm posting today. And this will be one of the first times I've ever done a reflection recommendation that includes two things, right? So, first of all, of course, I want you to see that I'm in shark gear. This is a whale shark, which honestly, having swum with them, I think they're a little bit more whale than shark, but there's also some other kinds of sharks on here. So yeah, this is my shark outfit. This is what I wear when I'm on the boat scuba diving. For those of you who don't know, I am an avid scuba diver. I try not to go 90 days without a dive. I love being underwater. It is my happy place. Talk about that later. Now, here's why I want to lift this up, because Shark Week has been an invention. I don't want to hate on Shark Week because I do think it makes a lot of people excited about sharks and want to learn more about sharks, particularly young people, children. But I also think that the way it gets down, it has some negative impacts because I think it feeds into an image of sharks as dangerous, and I think that sharks should be respected. I think that they are beautiful, but I think that people's notions of sharks are a little bit of a problem. Like whenever I tell people that I'm a diver, they're like, "Oh my gosh, do you see sharks?" And it's like the number one reason that people tell me they're not willing to scuba dive because they're afraid of sharks. So I want to say shout out to Steven Spielberg. I love you. I think you're a really great filmmaker. But I just need to say this year is the 50th anniversary of Jaws, so people have been talking about it a lot. And like, oh, I think Jaws did to sharks what like Birth of a Nation did to black folk. Birth of a Nation was like cutting edge. You tried all these things that had never been done in film before, but it actually promoted really racist ideas. Um, it wasn't, of course, the first people to say this, but like it didn't help. And I think the same is true about Jaws. Yes, it cut new ground. It used music in some powerful ways, and it told a fascinating story. But I think it has created a permanent fear of sharks that I think is really challenging. Okay, so what do we do about that? What am I suggesting that you do for this Shark Week? And I know not all of y'all are divers. I know a lot of people that follow me are not divers at all, but can you humor me? I really think so. If you're already into Shark Week, great, join me. If you're like, what, Shark Week? I don't care about nobody Shark Week. Can you try? So I want to recommend two things. So the first thing, for those of you who are more into media, I do want to lift up The Shark Whisperer. It's on Netflix. Ocean Ramsey. And I really enjoyed it. I know there's critiques of Ocean Ramsey. People are not always sure about what she's doing. But I actually think, on the whole, what she's doing is more beautiful than not. And as someone who's had the opportunity to build, in some instances, relationships with a shark, there's a shark that I've met in Cozumel, who I think she remembers me. Her name is Marquita. Anyway, point being, somebody who has been able to swim with whale sharks and hammerhead sharks and tiger sharks. Anyway, I've swum with a lot of sharks, and I think they are beautiful creatures that are deeply misunderstood. So I hope you'll watch the Netflix The Shark Whisperer. It's a short movie that really tells the story of Ocean Ramsey's work and her work to build relationships, particularly with tiger sharks and also with white sharks. So anyway, point being, beautiful. But if you're willing to go a little bit further, I want to recommend Sharks Don't Sink: Adventures of a Rogue Shark Scientist. This book, I think, is a beautiful book that really, Jasmine Graham is a black woman, grew up in a family that didn't have access to marine biology and all of this. She finds her way into that work, and in leaning into that work, she has this beautiful part in this book where she talks about the ways in which sharks, which are an endangered species, have a lot to in common with black people. Now, I'm not going to tell you everything that she says because I'm really hoping you're going to check out this book, buy her book, support Jasmine. She's talking about really important things. And she created an organization called MISS, Minorities in Shark Science, and they were active in response to the 2020 reckoning around George Floyd. It talks about her work, the American Elasma Branch Society. It's not just about her personal journey, it's about academia, it's about racism in marine biology. It's about a lot of things, but it's a beautiful story, and I hope you will do it. So I'm recommending for this Shark Week, think outside the box. For those of you who weren't really thinking about Shark Week, I hope you'll celebrate Shark Week and read Sharks Don't Sink and also The Shark Whisperer on Netflix. Humor me. The ocean is my happy place. I want you to really rethink what you think you know about sharks and how dangerous they are. And I think I'm gonna also post some of my shark videos so that you can see. Hopefully, it will help you to see what I see in these beautiful, majestic creatures. All right, happy Shark Week, y'all, and I hope you'll look at these other ways of looking at and loving sharks.